deal with. I was going to do the remainder of my training off stream, but I decided to just start another one up. For everybody that was on the previous stream, it ended kind of abruptly. I didn't want to make a big deal out of it, but I was signaled that there was an issue that I needed to deal with inside of the house. So if it seemed like I was just getting off, and you're like, damn, why did you just end it? I had to deal with something. So apologize for that, but I'm back. Yeah, sorry, smart gamer. Sorry about that. If that was a little abrupt, I didn't. I had an issue I needed to do at 10 and I didn't want to make a big deal out of it. So uh, anyway, it wasn't because of the trolls that were getting to me. I mean, they were irritating me, but that's I wouldn't end a stream for that. I will say though, I'm kind of disappointed, man. When I first started this channel, like you know me, guys pick on me all the time. I have goofy fucking hair. I paint my toenails. I have more earrings than a shower curtain. I'm a weird guy. Some of my, I'm married with kids. I have a hot wife, and there's people in my family that asked her if I was gay or not. Like, I guess I'm come off that way. I don't fucking know. I don't give a shit. I don't care about that stuff. I don't give a fuck about a person's sexuality. I don't care about skin color. I don't care about any of that nonsense. I don't care if you paint your toenails. I don't care if you whatever. I don't care. Like, but the jokes suck. Like, I don't know how to, like, if someone says like you're gay, what do I do with that? Like, I'd be like, bro, you look like 9 guys trying to fuck 10 guys. What's going on what's going on over here? You know, like, that's funny. Like, or well, at least I find it humorous. You know, like I can work with that. A lot of those men would get their girl taken by an attractive guy who knows how to use makeup. And it's funny too because, like, most people that bag on the way I look are, I'm not the kind of guy that would go on another man's page and disparage how somebody looks unless they pick on me first. But I'll tell you right now, you look like 2 miles of bad road on a good day. It's like you shouldn't be talking about anyone else. I'm just saying. Um, that being said, do you really like my hair? I'm not I don't know if I like it or not. It looks a little over the top. Like even for me, it's way brighter. It's way lighter than I wanted it. Like that bleach fucking worked really well. I couldn't believe it. Like I was going for highlights, not a skunk stripe. That being said, you know what? I can do a lot with that though. It was smart to not go shower. Yeah, no, I was talking to Christina and I was debating should I get back on again, and she told me I should. Best comebacks are projection, and you're acting like you wouldn't get tricked by a doll tranny. Yeah, I like that. Well, it's only game your dick's touch. I don't know. It just kind of makes me wonder though, because like I wonder if a lot of these are bots. You know what I mean? And only because they say the exact same lame thing over and over again. It's like, I mean, is that just like if it was my mission, if all I was going to do was just go online and be rude to people, and like say I made a fake profile and that's, you know what I mean? Like I'm going to do a total clandestine. Like this is my mission. I'm going to sit on my toilet and I'm going to bag on people. You can best believe I'm going to say some really, really fucked up shit, and I'm going to probably utilize my vocabulary so that I'll use words that aren't immediately flagged. Like a good example. If you're ever in a customer service situation and you're dealing with a Karen, right? Like a woman in her mid 40s to 50s, and she's got the Karen haircut and everything, and say she's getting shitty with you. Say something like, ma'am, there's no need to get indignant. And then as you're walking away, the same thing happens every time. They think about that, and then they get really enraged and start, like, they'll throw things at you. I'll fucking show you, indignant, you piece of shit. You watch them just explode. And that's the whole idea behind trolling. You're supposed to present something in a way that it's like rolling a grenade out. So that's got the fuse, and then it goes poof. It's like a good troll is something that somebody has to think about. And then they realize, like, wow, that was really offensive. Like saying, oh, sweetie, you're too pretty to be that fat. Or like my Muay Thai trainer saying that I'm the world's strongest punching bag. You know, like, that sounds pretty cool. Like, you're the world's strongest punching bag. Like, fuck yeah. Until you realize, like, he was saying that, like, you suck. Like, you suck, but you can take a punch. Like, God damn it, look at him. He can't defend himself for shit, but boy, that kid's got spirit, you know. What do you use? I'm having trouble gaining muscle. You're in the wrong neighborhood if you think I'm gonna. Dude, I've been training at a high competitive level for the last at least 15 years of my life. Uh, there's no drugs that are gonna give you a shortcut, and honestly, the second you stop taking them, you're gonna lose everything. So I don't have to tell you. If you're asking me if that means, are you saying you're natural? Fuck no. Kamala better. Tell me you're retarded without telling me you're retarded, Jetty. How to regain muscle and what are the best carbs? Best carbs are ice cream for sure. Although I like to like melt my ice cream until it's almost like soup and then put granola in it. Um, Work out, fucking go lift weights. Like, I don't train. I actually just take drugs. I just woke up and looked like this. I'm like, whoa, that's fucking cool. That's awesome. What do you think about being natural? Well, see, here's the thing, and the reason why I'm being a smartass is because if you guys asked me, I would tell you that I was 100% natural until I was almost 46 years old. And now I'm 51 and I'm not natural, but I've been almost natural more than most people have trained their entire lives. But people don't. They just assume, but I don't know what people assume, to be honest with you. And I mean, I don't have any issues with it. Like, I don't even care if people take steroids. I don't advocate them because they're so dangerous. I'm actually pretty careful about it. But I got no issues. Like, I don't know if it's like, it kind of annoys me. Like, I can understand why celebrities don't admit to it because for like here in America it's illegal. So you're asking a public figure, like say Hemsworth is a good example, where he's just big enough where you know he's not natural, but he maybe could be. He's a big dude, right? He could be, man, is he? Is he not? I personally don't think he is, just because those Hollywood people put on, you know, they're expected to put on 40 pounds in 6 months, and it's really, you know, that's just not possible to do without assistance. But the issue I have is then when they're selling programs, you know, like, hey, if you do this or you take this supplement, you'll look like me. And I'm like, no, you won't. That's where I have an issue with it. But outside of that, I just don't really see where it's relevant, to be honest with you. I mean, if you're like, and another people, the other thing that people really don't understand how much aging tanks you. Like I would say as a natural lifter, I had a national records. I was a national record holding power lifter as a 100% natural lifter, and my highest total was like 1,500 pounds at the weight class of 220. And I was going strong. And I had friends that are like, you should at least get on a little testosterone, you know. And I'm like, yeah, I don't need it. And then I kind of hit a wall, and it just goes boom, like, whoa. Your body just says, like, for some guys, whether it's genetics or lifestyle or who knows, all of the above, stress, I don't know, life changes, it just you fall off a cliff. It like you decline fast. Like and then I went on regular old HRT, testosterone replacement therapy, and I'd never felt better in my life. I was like, holy shit! I wish I wouldn't have waited to do this. And then now, obviously, I do more than that. But I guess the point I'm trying to make is, especially for older lifters, is you really shouldn't. Uh, Contempt prior to investigation is what I say. Like people have an idea of whether something's good or bad without really knowing both sides of an argument or putting any kind of nuance to it. It's either all good or it's all bad, or it's like I'm never gonna. Yeah, I was one of those sanctimonious natties that was like, I don't need any of that shit. Actually, to be honest with you, the only reason why I didn't take supplements is because I was too lazy. Like I would start taking creatine for a week, and then I'd be too lazy to make a shake, and so then I'd stop taking them. So I wasn't taking them regularly enough. But for whatever reason, I didn't need any of it until I did. And let me paint a picture of what needs looks like. Because some people will say you don't need that; it's all just vanity. Well, let's say I'm not even a power lifter. I have no intention of being competitive. I don't care anymore. I, when your wiener stops working, as a man, that'll kick you into. You could be suffering from all sorts of ailments, but the second that thing stops working, it's like holy shit. We're calling the best medics. I'm gonna go to like climb mountains to talk to Sherpas and shit. It's like like that alone will raise the. But really, what it looked like for me was about the age of 45. I was still training, but I just didn't want to do it anymore. Every workout was a slog. Uh, my wife, I've told the story a bunch of times. My wife's hot as hell. I never was not attracted to her, but I was not interested. I just was like, eh. The only thing I wanted to do, I was an avid video gamer. I stopped playing games and I started watching YouTube videos of people playing games. All I wanted to do was just sit in my garage and watch YouTube. That was content to just do that. And a friend of mine suggested, he's like, well, you have a general apathy towards life. Why don't you go get your hormones checked? And, hey, 45 years old, yeah, I was low. I was under 200. And then when I tell you that the quality of life difference is staggering, like, if people ask me if you could go back and do things differently, would you? Under the same circumstances, no. I absolutely not. I wouldn't have waited till I was 45 if I would have known, to be honest with you. Number one fear was limp noodles. Quincy DT. Dude, hey man, it's not for nothing. Like, life sucks and then you die kind of thing. Well, life's hard. And when you take away one of your only avenues of free pleasure in the world, it's like, well, uh, it doesn't, I don't know. I don't know how older guys do. I watch guys my age, and I'm 51. I don't think I'm that old. And they can't bend over and pick things up off the floor. They haven't seen their dick in 5 years. They can't tie their shoes. Just sitting up out of chairs. If it sounds like they're, trying to deadlift 700 pounds. Um, I don't know. That's not how I want it. That's not how I want to go out. So it is what it is. Let's see, Mystic X. I love it. I haven't read your whole comment yet, but the first line is, "Hey, not to be rude." So let's see where this goes. Not to be rude or anything, but that's not rude. How much do you lift? Right now, I don't know. So before I had my surgery, I was totaling at 220 about 1740, which is upper 700-pound squat with wrap or with sleeves, uh, around 700-pound deadlift, and a little over 400-pound bench. Um, and then I hurt my arm, so now I'm going to compete on February. The goal is to compete February 28th. And I just 2 days ago I was squatting and I hit 535 for a set of 3 or 4. I don't smart gamer, you were watching. Did I hit that for 4 reps? I don't remember. And then bench, I just hit 315 for 3 of. I'm going to do another set here. So I would say I'm probably about 350 bench, maybe 600 pound squat, and I have no idea what my deadlift is because I haven't really done a deadlift since my arm got fixed. So I'll be starting from scratch on that. I've thrown like 500 pounds on the trap bar, and I did I think a set of five, which is nothing. I mean, let's see. Squatting and deadlifting are horrible, the worst. In what way, Jay? What's your favorite lift to do? Probably squats. I like squatting, yeah. Like squats are like the broccoli of training. There's like no sport on earth that barbell squatting won't make better. Basketball help you jump higher. Uh, there's other sports I think football makes you run faster. Makes you more explosive. Any kind of combat sports, obviously squats, leg power. Um, Thanks, Mystic. Do you believe in aliens? The illegal ones, for sure. No, I live without putting the tinfoil on. I don't believe in aliens per se. I believe in uh, extra dimensional beings. And with my background in engineering, I prefer to be known as a retard that lives in his gym. But I've done a little book learning, and I have a personal belief that there are we are multidimensional, but the realities are starting to collapse on each other until there's going to be one left. And that's we could go into a huge rabbit hole as to why I believe that, but I had a TBI injury, nervous system all jacked up. Oh man, hey, Action Jackson, man, that's uh, if there's any way I can help, brother, let me know. Yes, Julia. Where's Julia? Squatting is so goated. Hey, Julia, what's up? All right. Yeah, it's funny. It's funny because people tell me that I look like I need to do more leg exercises, and I don't usually respond. Actually, it could be just like the camera angle. I wonder if I'm going to try something. We're going to experiment. I'm going to put my camera real low. Real low. And then we're going to angle it up. And see, does that make my legs look bigger? See, it's the fucking camera. Now they're gonna be like, do you do upper body? See, now my legs are huge. But the point is I do more squats than any other exercise, and people tell me I need to work my legs more. But I'm not a bodybuilder. I'm a power lifter. So anything that, if I have a decent physique, it's ancillary to that. Is that the right word? You don't need more light exercises. Just trust in Jesus. He will hear you. Jordan Goo. Well, actually, Jesus is my personal trainer. we're we're doing what's called transdimensional pyramids. You do three, you rest, and then you rise again and do three more. Oh wait, no, you lift and then you wait for three and do three. You've had a lot of injuries. Yeah. I train only my forearms and calves, but unfortunately my glutes grow without trying. Man, the struggle's real, let me tell you. You look like you could play the drums. Maybe. But nobody wants me to hear. No one wants to hear me play the drums. Do you guys want to hear me play the drums for a minute? I will. Max bench on in competition 385 pounds, in the gym 425, with a slingshot 475. The bleach has frizzled your brain. Oh no, that's the giant amounts of drugs I've done for the last 20 years of my life has done that. Bleach has done that's a actually, the one has caused the other, because if you think about it, if I didn't fry my brain with all the drug abuse back when I was in my 20s and 30s, would I be the guy that do this to his hair? I don't know, but it's fun. Where'd the cat go? No, I leave my garage. I don't know if you can see it. The garage door is um, slightly open, just enough for a cat to get through. They run. You'll see them when I'm training. They run back and forth all video. All right, let's do this. Let's lift some weights. I will play the drums if anyone wants to hear it. Man, this, I'll do a few sets of 3. Well, maybe I'll go up a little bit. Gold's Venice, hell yeah. Oh, mixed martial artist, what's up? Nico's in the house. Play Hyperborean music. Bicep tear, yes. But we got the big one and the little one. I'm not a huge fan of the repair insertion, but it's functional.
What's up? We have gifts.
You have gifts? What do you got?
We got gifts.
All right.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, is that mom and daughter?
Yeah, this is mom and daughter. We have chickens. The mom, which is what I'm holding, and the little baby, which is I'm holding too. Baby chicken. Oh, I'm dropping it. Baby chicken. Cook, cook, cook.
Where's Marty at?
And mama's chicken. I couldn't find her. She's somewhere warm. I'm losing the chicken. She's big and fat. I just wanted to bring chickens.
I love Silkies. They're like little cartoons.
They are.
They're sweet.
And the babies are just like little cartoons. I mean, look at this thing. It's so cute. It's like a triangle escape. Oh.
What you gotta do is just kind of hold their.
Look at its little
If you
eye.
get them under, hold them under, they feel safe.
I gotta go.
Bro.
Okay, so you want us to take the chickens back?
Yeah,
Yeah, just a little gift. It kind of hurt. I just kind of hurt. What are you doing? Alina, I've got to do something with the little chicken.
No, you got it right. You're holding her good. Those chickens should be asleep. Oh, yeah, probably. We have a house chicken. I don't know what breed she is. My wife could tell you more about her. She just showed up. She was a wandering chicken just in the neighborhood and showed up at the front door. And because she was young, she was a poet. The other chickens would probably attack her, so we just kind of left her in the house, and now she just lives in the house with us. How did you get that bicep tear? I got the bicep tear deadlifting. I was doing a set of 640 pounds, and on the bench right now is 335. Chickens are awesome, man. I love them. The only problem is they shit everywhere. So even with just having the one in the house, you gotta. We have this little a plug-in floor mopper. You know, it's just like a little Hoover electric mop, and you have to pretty much go. We have hardwood floors, so you know it's not a big deal. But every day I gotta go around and follow the chicken shit. What's my cardio like? It depends on what I'm doing. So, Brandon, if I'm training Muay Thai, um, I'm doing nothing but cardio. But if I'm doing powerlifting, and if I'm exclusively doing powerlifting, my cardio is not that great. I really don't do much cardio. The only thing I do cardio for is if my wife gets bored or um, I'm trying to keep under my weight class. But if I'm under my weight class, I ain't doing shit for cardio. You know what I mean? Like, dude, I walk around like normally like somewhere between 10 and 15% body fat, and like you should do cardio. But my resting, like I just got my blood pressure done 2 days ago, and it was 116 over what 71, which is I'm a 51-year-old man. It's like I'm doing pretty good. But that being said, though, I mean, I'm pretty physically active. And you know, playing the drums is actually really good cardio. And I'll tell you right now, like when I practice and I hit, like I'm doing the drums for a half hour a day, if you that actually takes some endurance. Thanks, Zachariah. I need see if I put my glasses on so I can read these properly. You guys want to laugh? Hold on. Tell me if I look like I'm under 51 now. We like nice. Zachariah Chahiding. We got JJ Joey. Oh wow, this is Lorenz Zodang, Brandon Lowry, Alex Z. I'm not gonna read numbers. We got Lawton Swan. State of emergency. Do you take anything? TRT, no judgment. Yes. Yeah. Right now I take 200 milligrams of testosterone. Well, should I go into how much detail? Testosterone, DHB, and then I think it's got a little bit of Testdeca in there for tendon repair. You look like a teacher, Nico. What? Hold on, Nico Scoliosis. I don't think you guys have ever seen me with glasses on. Appreciate the honesty. Yeah, I got nothing. I mean, I don't mind talking about it. I actually don't. I like to dispel a lot of the myths that are surrounded with steroids. Because you guys get, see, unfortunately, like the guys like the Liver King really fucked it up for a lot of people because not only did you have a guy that really everybody that like guys like us, we never for a second thought that motherfucker was natural, but he was making millions of dollars on selling supplements, which are by themselves. The supplement line that he endorsed, or I don't know if he was part owner. I don't think he's with them anymore. It was Ancient Grains, I believe, or Ancient. Oh, what was that Liver King line? But they were actually good supplements. They were good. Like I would have endorsed them. But then he got on there, he made that persona and tried to pass it off like if you eat nothing but cow balls and fucking raw chicken eggs, you're going to look like him. But then to find out that not only is he not natural, but he's on more drugs than any person I've ever met in my life, not being hyperbolic. And then now everybody has the impression that every single person that has a mildly decent physique is on enough trenbolone to fucking make an elephant drop dead. Where you get a guy like me who was natural until I was almost 46 years old, and people don't believe that you could take just a tiny little bit of something and you might respond to it really well, especially if you've been training in your entire adult life. So I like to be as transparent as possible so that people get good information, you know. But you also have to remember what works for me is not going to work for everybody. So for an example, a lot of the guys I train with have been on gear for many, many years. But then it's not hating on them or saying what they're doing is wrong. I have no value judgment, to teach their own. But they're not going to experience what I did when they get to my age because they've been using throughout their 20s and 30s. So they're going to need a lot more to get what I got from a fraction of that. Yeah, I did. So Dmitry Stoilovsky. I can read it, I just can't pronounce it. Let's see. Liver King. So Joe Rogan, though, I think Joe Rogan, a lot of people say his gut is like from growth hormone, and I don't think so. I think his gut is because he's a 60-year-old man. And he just needs to fucking have better nutrition, to be honest with you. That's the other thing is like we get older, like we get fucking bloated. They're like, oh, that's from using growth hormone. I can't afford growth hormone. Like, that shit's expensive. What's it, LeBron Curry? Are you the guy that tore his bicep? Yes, that's me. The Liver King though is just like the Liver King is an interesting case because when it came out, just how much drugs he was using, like $10,000 a month. Like, dude, for testosterone and DHB, it cost me $180 a month. Well, think about that. DHB stands for dihydroboldenone. It's like old man trenbolone, if you will. It's got a lot of the same benefits of some of the more exotic drugs, but it's really low on side effects. So for older guys like myself, when used in efficacious amounts, you would expect to have, low side effects. Now you can abuse anything. So if you take too much of anything, it's going to kill you. But for older guys that are still looking to be competitive, it's something that I would highly recommend looking into if they want to go that route. I'm not advocating for use. I'm just saying if you are somebody who's bound and determined to start using performance enhancing drugs, that would be a direction I would consider looking before I started. Because you think about like trenbolone, like people throw trenolone around a lot, and what they don't understand is like tren is like probably one of the most potent drugs you can buy, and it's not made by any laboratory. There's no medical use for it. So every single bit of trenbolone that you can buy is made in somebody's bathtub. There's no lab that makes it. Whereas like if you buy Winstrol or Masteron or Anavar, those are prescribed medically for, like Anavar's prescribed for people that are bedridden, like patients that are stuck in hospital beds so they don't atrophy muscle mass. They'll give them low doses of Anavar. Masteron was developed for breast cancer. Trenbolone, I think they use it for racehorses. I don't even fucking know. So, and the reason I mention that is because everyone goes, like, Tren is like a real popular one that people throw around where it's like, bro, that shit's like, there's a lot of other compounds you can use that are researched and like have a lot more medical use history behind them, and plus you can get them from an actual pharmaceutical company that manufactures them with standards, as opposed to like Ivan and his fucking microwave or whatever he's using. Check kidneys for DHB. As a matter of, it's funny you say that because I just I just got the results of my blood work in about 3 days ago. Or I'm a responsible boy. I get my blood work done. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't deserve to be as healthy as I am. I'm a fucking cockroach. But like, so and I've shown this the last couple of streams, like, this is the numbers are backwards, but you can see that's my free testosterone. It's 1,069. So if 1,000 is the highest side of natural, I'm only at 1,069. So that tells you how much stuff I'm taking. But now, like for kidneys, you want to look specifically at things like urea, nitrogen, creatine in the plasma, or creatine will tell you if your kidneys are functioning for filtration, the amount of protein in your blood, things of that. So that would be these numbers right here. And like my creatine is like 0.6 to 1.3, and I'm at a 1. So that could be improved, but it's well within the normal range. Where'd it go here? Protein total is 6.4 to 8.3, and I'm at a 6.8. My kidneys are working great. Now, where I could use some work, I have genetically low cholesterol, and it's a problem because it's genetically low, good and bad. And so my HDL is at 35, which is abysmal. That's like you want at least somewhere probably I imagine like 60, and that's low. So if you can get that up to like 1,000 HDL, that's good. Now LDL, that's your bad cholesterol. You want to be 0 and 130 at the highest, and I'm at a 116, so that's not that great. But then like you look at my triglycerides, um, I'm beautiful. Like a 40, 0 to 150, my triglycerides are great. So I've always had issues with cholesterol, though. That's just something that, I mean, whether I trained or not, that was always an issue. And exercise, people are like, well, how do you get your HDL numbers up? Diet and exercise. Stay away from sugar, carbs. Get out there. And I love ice cream. I can't even tell you how powerful my love for ice cream is. It's just, I just love ice cream. But other than that, I'm not really carb. I don't really eat that many carbs. I could go a whole day without hardly eating any carbs, and then at night I will fuck a pint of Haagen-Dazs up. Like that bitch owes me money. But I don't know across the board. Like, there's the only no, reading that I had that was out of range was my HDL cholesterol at 35, which is stupid low. What's up, sweetheart?
Hey, so there's 3 face masks on the counter. I was wondering if you knew where they went.
You know, you keep asking me where the stuff goes. Why would I know?
I already asked Mom and she didn't.
Oh, I mean, that's not the one I threw in the garbage, was it?
There was 3 of them. They were purple.
Yeah, I threw those out.
Why?
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't. No, I would know. You know me. I don't even throw stuff I should throw out.
So, do you know where they're
Sorry.
at? We have one.
Sorry, sweetheart. Christina, now I have to get back on track. Let's see what we're reading here. I love that kid. Let's see here. Do 1,000-pound deadlift. Not that skinny, but yeah, let's see. So not bad. Safe is a blanket term. There's no such thing as safe, Jay Biblin. You know, I with a background in chemistry, I come from the premise or the understanding that every single compound on this planet is poisonous in the right amount. But it's really about risk mitigation. If you think about it, I'll have people that tell me, "Oh, it's not safe to bench press," or whatever. Pick something. Obviously, I've injured myself, so I can objectively tell you it's not safe. But I know people that have never trained a day in their lives who were walking down the street and got hit by a fucking car. You know what I mean? Like, you just can't. Yeah, you can't live your life like that. But at the same time, you don't want to. You do want to mitigate risk as much as possible, like responsible. You know. You got a BS in chemistry. No, so I'm 20 credits shy of my chemical engineering degree. I still got 20 credits. I have 80 credits right now. I haven't gone to school in a while, so I probably have to retest like some of the the 200s. I'd have to probably take another exam to see what refreshers I would need, but I only need 20 more credits to get my degree. Blood viscosity. Let's see here. Let's find out, Daniel. Never. Iron group, iron saturation, transferring. Let's see. So 174 to 364, and I'm at a 201. So, that's not horrible. Usually what I do is I give blood every 3 months or so. I just go ahead and just donate blood. Iron is 148, so it should be 65 to 175. That's a little high. Iron saturation, right there in the middle, 20 to 50. I'm at a 30. Comments: acceptable blood counts, kidney function, and liver function. No diabetes present. Does that read like your doctor's proud of you? You're adequate. But all things considered, 51-year-old man takes PEDs, powerlifter. Yeah, I'm doing good. But the reason I'm showing you guys this is because one of the things I've been preaching since I made this channel is no matter what you do, go get your blood work done. And I do regularly. The longest I'll go is about 3 months. Like if you're not competing and you're just taking a little bit of normal doctor prescribed TRT like you would, you don't really need to get your blood work done every fucking month. But if you're getting ready for a competition and you're up and you're sprinkling a little extra pepper in the sauce, yeah, probably good to keep an eye on that kind of thing. And even if you don't train, dude, I mean, you're old. Go fucking get your blood work done. Go find out what's wrong with your dumb ass. Is it covered by insurance? Yes and no. It depends. I will tell you this. You will be fucking shocked what you can get prescribed by a doctor. Well, thanks, mixed martial artist. He's saying you sound like an Indian Zakaria. That makes sense. You would like science classes. I do. Which, funny because I hate math. No, I don't hate math. I can do math. I did calculus, trigonometry, all that stuff. But like to keep my math head on, I have to like. It's like asking an ADD person. What's a good example? You ever read something boring? You're not interested in reading it, but you have to. So you read this whole paragraph, and then you realize you don't remember a fucking word that you don't remember any of it. So then you reread it, and you still don't remember it. And you're like, fuck, this is boring. How do I force myself to focus on this? You can read it out loud, which makes your brain engage it in a different way, and it kind of forces you to be a little more present. Or you can just say, I'm going to fucking turn this part of my brain on, and I'm going to focus on what I'm reading, and then it's perfectly fine. That's the way I am with math. If I turn my math brain on and I'm focused on it, I'm really good at it. But I don't have to do that with chemistry, which is interesting because both of them are so entwined. If you think about it, biology is applied chemistry. Chemistry is applied mathematics. So, like, math is the beginning of all of the sciences. It's just the most basic form of language. Everything from there, physics is applied mathematics, chemistry is applied physics, biology is applied chemistry, so on, so forth, all the way down the chain. It all goes back to mathematics. So if you don't like math, how can you like science? And I would say because science also covers abstract ideas, which is the scientific method of discovery and, experimentation. And that engages a very different part of the brain. So, but you can't do one without the other, unfortunately. It's like cardio and weightlifting. YouTube needs more solid streams like this. Thank you, analytically minded. I like the name. Organic chemistry was fun. OChem is tough. OChem's tough. My teacher loved the subject, so it became infectious. My wife is she's a biology major with microbiology. You have to ask her. She's into it. She's the reason why I'm not as retarded as I could be because I get a lot of my information from her. Anytime we're talking about anything that's science related to lifting, and if I say something like researching SARMs or human trials on things like peptides, it's because I've gone to her and she's helped me research peer-reviewed stuff, and she's the brain behind it. Show chat your balloon knot. Shout out to Christina for helping fight retardation. Yep. Dude, I tell you what, she changed me as a person because now when I'm cleaning the counters or whatever and I'm wiping them down, I'll like count to 10 to make sure that the the germ killing solution, like things like that, like stuff I would have never cared about before. I'm now conscious of. Got my beverage here. All right, how many? I've done 2 sets so far. My last blood work, they told me my red blood cells were broken. Now they want me to back to without tourniquet. When they said they were broken, I mean, there's a lot of things that could be, but what are we talking about? Is Christina my wife? Yes. What's up, big man? How did the interview go? Dude, it went awesome. I don't want to put the bull before the cart, but I have another interview on Monday, and it's with the guy that I'll be reporting to directly. So if I get this job, it'll be about $3,600 a week, and I will be the man in charge. They're gonna basically, there's a facility here in Vegas. They need somebody. I'll be reporting to this guy who's like the director, and he needs somebody to go in there and basically uh, generate a report as to what's wrong with the facility and what they need to do to implement a proper safety program. So it's kind of be one of those, like, I'm either gonna make it or break it on my own merit. Um, it's scary and exciting. I mean, I might go in there and fuck shit up, but I know what I'm doing. I've done this long enough where I think I could really help this guy. The money is outstanding. I don't know, man. It's a short to possible long term contract, depending on if they like me as a person, if I'm a good fit. Um, because it is a lot of money, so they're not just gonna, like, if they hire me on and I'm a shitbag, they're not gonna keep me around. So there are some strict, like, contractual limitations as to the duration of the project. But I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna kick ass and I'm gonna take names and money, dude. It's life changing money, life changing money. God, they shouldn't pay a guy like me that much. Thank you, Zachariah. Am I saying that right? Lawton Swan, 1, 2. You're not gonna believe the scam LMAO. What's the scam? I researched countries democratic socialists love talking the social democracy. Oh, good lord. Yeah, I know. Don't even get me started. They, I already know where you're going with this. They tax the middle class, quasi flat rates close to the rich. I don't. I actually personally think that we could solve our tax problem by just making a 10% flat tax across the board. And the argument they often say is that that 10% becomes exponentially more to lower income. So you could fix that by saying, okay, pick a mark like $80,000, and then everything over $80,000 is 10% across the board, no matter how much money you make. Because a lot of the tax code, if you look at it, it's like 150 pages long, and all of it is designed to tax rich people, but rich people have lawyers, and all they do is pay these other people to find the loopholes in the tax code, so they wind up paying nothing, and the rest of us get screwed with having to pay the majority of the taxes. So I say, get rid of all the tax code, 10% across the board, bam, we're done. Let's see. PB James. I'm going to read the comment because somebody asked why they deleted. PB James says, that's awesome, man. Second interview is definitely promising. Larger income always comes with a few pre-employment interviews. You got this. Thank you, PB James. Yeah, somebody deleted your comment. I don't know why. I don't know how to undelete it. But I apologize for that. I just got sponsored. I actually had a few sponsored offers. My name is misspelled. Thanks to mom and dad. It's supposed to be spelled Zachariah, like the guy from the Bible. Right on. Okay. Carlos. See, okay, who's? I don't know why we're deleting these comments. So, Carlos Campos said, bro, is your wife a Marine also? And I think that's probably a legitimate question. No, she's not. She's too smart for that. It's is it gone, or do I need to rewrite it? No, I read it. I could see the deleted comments, PB. I'm sorry about that. Are you natural? I always say I'm about as natural as a Nature Valley granola bar. But I don't know if that's fine. I got to come up with a new one. No. Uh, I did ask my uh, moderators to delete. So the last stream I was on, there was, you know me, I like trolls. If you can make me laugh, I don't care if you said my, you can say whatever you want about me. I just want it to be funny. You know what I mean? Like instead of saying you're gay, I'm like, no, say like you're you look like 8 guys trying to fuck 9 guys, or like, you know, that I'm supposed to say it's only gay if your dick's touch. You know, like when Marines talk to each other. But these comments, people were just like, huh, you're gay. And like, it's just not funny, man. So I asked my moderators to maybe just get rid of those comments because I'm just getting tired of them. But then I thought about it, and I'm like, no, we're not going to delete any comments. I believe in free speech. People should be able to say whatever they want to say. I'm just not going to read them, you know. But I do. If you're an Andy Kaufman, you know, like mic drop, you can see like, oh, I encourage it. Like you can say whatever you want as long as it's funny. What happened to my top teeth? What do you mean? What's wrong with my teeth? My mom and my dad didn't give me braces. You talking about this thing? That's a pop, like a punch in the face, and it detached a little piece of muscle. So sometimes I probably could get that surgically removed, but I don't know. Nothing wrong with my gums. It's not my gums. It's my lip. Everyone just got spawn curd. Spawn curd. Ouch. It's a funny story. It was back when I was still drinking and doing drugs. uh, is your muscles are natural? You're not. Oberon Trencilius. Yes and yes. Both. If I come off everything, I'm still going to retain a pretty large physique. But no, I'm not natural. Social democracies are literally just collectively taking half of your money and dude, smart gamer. You know, here's what I want to do with you, brother. I want to do a split stream, and I want to get you on as my uh, co-host, guest, whatever, and I want to actually have like a talk about politics and all the stuff that you want to talk about in stream. And I'm totally down to do that. You can pick a day this week. You and me, brother. I'm gonna get you on. We're gonna split the stream in half, and we're gonna discuss all the stuff you've been wanting to talk about. I think it would make for a fascinating conversation. It's just it's hard to keep up when during the live streams because the topics are so wild and varied, and you have some. I think I'm for the most part, what I've seen in your comments, I agree with you on most points. But there's some nuance in there, and I think they would make for a fantastic discussion. If people are interested in like listening to some retard that lives in his garage talk about geopolitics and I'm game. You perfectly pronounced my name right there. I did. Thank you, Oberon Trencilius. Did I say that right? I don't want my face online yet. Why? What's wrong with your face? Your teeth about as fucked up as Rodney Dangerfield's eyes. Nice. You got to smile like a jack-o'-lantern, boy. Dude, don't tell me you're wrestler. No, dude, wrestling's dangerous. You want to talk about like dangerous sports, like MMA, powerlifting, football. Wrestlers get fucked up, and it ain't even real. It's the only one that's scripted. Is Mike Mentor method effective? Yes, but it's incomplete. So, Adventures of the Unknown 509. So, I actually follow a very loose Mike Mentor HIT style lifting program. So if you want to get into lifting history, Arthur Jones, the inventor of the Nautilus, used Mike Mentor to prove his the efficacious the effectiveness of his Nautilus machines, and it kind of got boiled down to essentially one set to failure. That's all you need. Where the two schools of thought at the time, we had the like the Arnold Schwarzenegger Lou Ferrigno's was super high volume, super high variation. Mike Mentzer was the alternative, which is low volume, super high intensity. So instead of doing 10 sets of 10, you're going to do one set to fucking muscle failure. You're going all out. And what Mentzer didn't get right was that eventually HIT will hit a plateau. And then what do? Volume. So the answer really isn't which one's more effective, volume, intensity. It's which is what more effective for what you're trying to do to get past the hurdles that you're being presented with. And that's where periodization comes in. Now you go to like West Side Barbell, Louis Simmons was a mad genius. He had it down. He had periodization, block periodization. But what kind of screws his training over was that he was trying to train basically unnatural athletes using equipped powerlifting, which is your multiply suits. So training for multiply bench suits, a good example would be go online right now and look up, is it not Tom Moormeister? Who's that big bench presser? He blew his pec out. Bench press like 1,200 pounds. Help me out, guys. What's his name? Anyway, that guy can bench legitimately 600 pounds in the gym, which puts him. Scott Mendelson. Scott Mendelson has above 600-pound bench press, which is, there's maybe 40 people alive in history that have over 600 pounds. I don't know. That's a legitimate bench. So how can he bench press 1,200 pounds with a fucking shirt? The shirt literally gives him over 400 pounds of assistance off the chest. And then at a certain point, that becomes less and less and less as the shirt expands, and then it's all him at the lockout. To think about that, people are like, well, the shirt does all the lifting. No. I mean, okay, first of all, imagine trying to unrack 1,000 pounds and just hold it. You ain't going to do it. His bones are bending. So for the point I'm trying to make with Louis Simmons is he had the right idea with block periodization, but he had the wrong idea because his exercise selection, the conjugate method that he was training most people, were for those equipped lifting competitions. So that's where you see the board presses with these guys bench pressing 100, 150 pounds more than their total off the chest with a shortened range of motion. It's fun. I love doing it. I use a bench block and I'll put on, 450, and it's cool because you're only moving at 3 inches. But what is that for? Well, that's, if you think about it, that shirt that's helping you bench 400 pounds starts giving out right about here, and then you're in fucking trouble. Well, you're going to train from here overloading. So you would see things like that with the blocks, and that's with all those huge heavy rack pulls where you're deadlifting 6 inches, but you're doing 200 pounds more than you can normally do. All of those exercises were for equipped powerlifters wearing squat suits, bench shirts, knee wraps that cut your circulation off. So what is a raw lifter to do? Now, when we all first started training raw, we were all doing the overloads, and we were wondering why we weren't getting the same kind of results, because raw lifters really need to be focused on extreme range of motion, going all the way down in the squats. Not to say, so you'll say, well, how come you don't do full range of motion when you do your huge sets of squats to failure? Good question. So if you notice, when I'll do a set of like really heavy squats, like the other day I did 405 for 12 reps or something like that. I bury the first one, second one, third one, it starts getting hard. I'm still going. And people are like, well, those last 5 didn't count. You didn't get depth. No, but you as long as you can get close, you're still getting way, way, way more out of pumping those extra reps out than you would if you cut the set short because you weren't going all the way. Like, to me, you know what I mean? Like, you're like the fatigue of moving the weight most of the range and then cranking those reps out is going to get you a lot more mileage as far as strength is concerned. But then we start getting into like, that's a whole different thing. Like, well, originally the question was, does the Mentzer method work? And here I'm talking about it. Short story long, Mike Mentzer's method works really fucking well, especially for guys over the age of 40, because the lower volumes are way easier on the body. But What really works is periodization. So when I'm training for competition, I do blocks. I do a conditioning block, which is super high repetition, and that gets your body. It's like a little mini boot camp. It lasts 3-4 weeks, and I'm just doing reps, 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 reps. And then I go into what's called, your hypertrophy block. But that's your normal program. That's what you're gonna run. Your 5x5, your one lift 5-3-1, your whatever program you like, juggernaut. Pick one. You're gonna do that for 6 to 12 weeks. And then you go into what's called heavyweight acclimation. That's where you start narrowing the exercises down and focusing on lifting heavy, your squat, bench, deadlift almost exclusively. And then you do what's called a peaking block. And that's where you're getting your openers. That's where you're basically going 90% one rep max, and you're doing, small sets, but you're getting your body ready and primed. And then you maybe start doing like central nervous system training, like 150% static holds, that kind of thing. Like if I'm going to bench, like say 400 pounds, I'll put 500 pounds on the bench, unrack it, hold it for 15 seconds. And let me tell you, it's a come to Jesus moment to get to 15. Things of that nature. You would want to do that like maybe a week out of competition. But I would say 60% of my program would be Mentor style HIT, low volume, high intensity training. Any workout to strengthen my knees. I would need to know what's wrong with your knees from my magic window too. I had knee surgery, and what fixed my knees was barbell squatting, but I would need to know what's wrong with your knee. Squats are the broccoli of exercises. Let's see, what heli won? What a heli won. What's going on? Got Lawton Swan. Steak official, you're strong. Strength is relative. She says, Christina, are you ready for 26? Oh man. Are you preparing for the race war? Which race specifically? It's everyone against white people. Zachariah Cha. How do I say that last name? So we got Shahideen. Zachariah Shahideen, is that right? You're taking off. Good night. Only 2 more years till I'm 18. Not cool at all. And I can't UFTUCUT. I don't know how to read that, but what's up? Ready as ever. All right, let's do. I got 320 or 335 on the bar. Let's move that. And then I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna do some like power snatching. Power snatch on my OnlyFans channel. I want to stay 16 forever. Why would you want to stay 16 forever? See, my good years, without getting into like the whole like my childhood sucked. My life didn't start until I left home and joined the Marine Corps, man. It's like opened a whole new world to me. And I was not a happy camper at your age, at the age of 16. And one of my teachers said, these are the best years of your life. You better appreciate them. And I remember thinking, like, this is as good as it gets? Are you trying to tell me right now this is the best years of my life? You can't be fucking serious. I'm happy to report that he was very much wrong about that. After first 250 mil, is that MQ? W for 10 weeks over my 40, I feel great. Should I stay at test with... I'd be the wrong person to ask NIE, honestly. Because I'm just, ever since I went on testosterone at the age of 46, I haven't been off of it. I mean, I've always been, I cruise at prescription amounts, which you try to stay under 1,000, and then when I'm training, I'm trying to be a little over 1,000, but I can't say guys that are, once your body naturally stops producing testosterone at the levels it should, Is there anything that's going to make that better? I don't know. For older guys, I have no idea. Because if I came off of everything and I went back right to where my natural level was when I started taking it, that was low to begin with. So what could I expect to happen? I would imagine that wouldn't be a particularly good time. Uh, Most Def, how you been? I've been all right. Thank you, what a helly. Most of the mods are females because streamer looks muscular and peak. Well, one of the mods is my wife, and Smart Gamer is most certainly not a female. Who else we got on here? We got what a helly one is on. Is 350 low for a 45-year-old? No, it's lowish. I would say it's not low enough to get a prescription. But if you're trying to see, here's the other thing you got to consider though. So 350 could be low for a guy like me, but if your body is like, we're all different genetically, we're all the same, but we're all different. 350 might be a completely normal number for you, and you might be perfectly fine at 350. So what I would tell people is not necessarily, don't get hooked on so much what the numbers are. Go by what your symptoms are. If you have all the symptoms of low nuts, hypogonadism. If you have the symptoms, your low libido, lethargy, loss of interest, just apathy towards life in general, you're starting to have cardiovascular issues, you start checking the boxes off of all the symptoms of low testosterone. And yes, some of them are have to do with the heart and your blood, and that can be bad, because people often tell me, like, oh, I think staying natural is better. Is it? Is it? Not necessarily. There's a reason why doctors prescribe it. It's not so that people can lift more. I would say if you go to the most doctors that prescribe testosterone replacement therapy for gentlemen or women, my wife does HRT too. I don't want to speak for you, babe, but she can attest. I think she would agree that it definitely was a better quality of life. She did run into some issues with the clinic she was going to. But it's like any other medication that they prescribe for you for any kind of chronic condition that you're going to have over the age of whatever. If you have high blood pressure, would you say, it's better to stay off of all those blood pressure medications and what? Die of a heart attack? It's like it's kind of a risk reward, like what's in the bad and what are you going to get out of it? You got to kind of marry them both up and see what the best course of action is. Now, what Western medicine does fuck up is they treat the symptoms and not the problem. But there's a little bit of responsibility that the patient needs to take for his own well-being. Meaning, if you are on blood medication because your heart rate, your blood pressure is too high or whatever, yes, as opposed to just taking pills for the rest of your life, which is delaying the inevitable, maybe you should fucking change your diet and do some goddamn exercise. That's your responsibility. But the doctor isn't going to prescribe based off of what you should or shouldn't do. He's going to prescribe based off of what the symptoms you present him with. So a lot of people blame the doctors and they blame modern Western medicine, and they're like, they don't do anything for the patients. The patients need to take fucking responsibility. You want someone that come to your house and slap that fucking bonbon out of your hand while you're sitting there watching Oprah and tell you to get off your fat ass and walk around the block. Is that what you want a doctor to do? Or maybe is that your responsibility? I don't know. I think it's like column A and column B. Like, Western medicine wants to give you a pill for every condition you have, including testosterone replacement therapy. Is there more I could be doing to change my lifestyle, reduce my stress, have a better diet, and get those numbers up? Or am I just old and that's just the way it is? But I'd be the first to admit, I didn't change my lifestyle a fucking bit when I went on TRT. I was like, fuck, this is awesome. But these are thoughts that, occurred to me as I was kind of going down my journey. And I was wondering, people would say to me, did you have to go on TRT or did you just want a shortcut? Honestly, at the time, I didn't really expect much of anything from anything. I was in a place in life where I didn't give a fuck. And I started taking testosterone, and all of a sudden I'm acting like a 20-year-old. And this is great. But having been on TRT for the better part of 4 years now, and having all these questions presented to me, it did kind of make me reflect and kind of look at like what is it? What is there an alternative? Did I have to go on, or was it all superficial just because I was chasing those numbers? And would I have done things differently? Maybe, I don't know. But definitely we can admit to the fact that there are things that we should and probably don't do that would help, that maybe mitigate some of the medications we're on, for sure. No easy money. I remember YouTubers said pop some OTC heart medication for Thanksgiving. He did, and I remember that too. I take Tungat Ali and DHEA, but I will hop on some type of therapy. Yeah, and so I'm not saying you shouldn't, or that it's good or bad, or that, like, I'm not even trying to insinuate that, like, you don't deserve medication if you're not taking better care of yourself. No, I'm saying, like, if you got a problem, go see a doctor. But what I am definitely saying is that we disparage doctors too much for treating the symptoms when we collectively don't take responsibility for doing our part, which is the cure. I look like a Jack Shooter McGavin. That's a new one. I like it. That's Hodwise. What do you say? I eat pieces of shit like you for breakfast. You eat pieces of shit? No. Are huge supplements legit for muscle growth and recovery? Well, yeah, obviously. But it's such a... It's like saying, does weightlifting make you bigger? Like, there's so many different supplements and so many different things that all those supplements do. You kind of got to, like, narrow the question down. It's like, is water wet? Like, wow. You're like, if I jump off this cliff, like, yeah, obviously, steroids work, but like, what's the actual question you're trying to ask? What age do you realize you had some type of the average level of strength? When I turned 40, I just stopped drinking, and Christina introduced me to this little gym she was going to, Express Fitness Henderson. Me and my buddy Steve, we got sober together. He's a powerlifter too, pretty badass one. Him and I would just go in there, and we're just like chucking weight around, and we were those two retards, he's Army, I'm Marine, and we were just trying to lift more than everybody. And I kind of knew we were strong because the weights that we were very inappropriately throwing around and with horrible form was way higher than what everyone else was doing, and we kind of got a kick out of it. We were always just trying to just put like one more plate on whatever, Smith machine, squat, or leg press. We were, we were just two jackasses. And there was one of the guys that was at the gym, his name was Alan Ayerts, his wife Bonnie. They're both, he was at the time the vice president of the USPA, and they're both world record powerlifters, multiple world record holding powerlifters. Alan passed away, unfortunately, recently. They were watching us, and I'd watch them in the corner and be like, what are these fucking weirdos doing? So finally, he had these shoes. I'd never seen lifting shoes before, ever. And I just thought they were cool. So I went over and asked him about them. I was like, hey, what's up with those shoes? And holy shit, this guy gave me his life story, and he said, I noticed you guys are pretty strong. I'm like, oh, thanks. He goes, but you're very bad at lifting, and you're going to hurt yourself. I'm like, oh, okay. He goes, you're welcome to train with us. We come here Mondays and Wednesdays. It's free. So we started training with Alan, and about a week into it, he bought me a fucking singlet, which I still wear to this day, lime green and black. And he bought me wrist wraps, which these are new, or I'm sponsored by Iron Rebel. They provided these for me. Iron Rebel shorts too. And he goes, if you're going to train with us, you have to compete. I'm like, oh shit. Like, yep. So that's how that fucking started. But up to that point in my life, 40 years old, maybe I was 39, I don't know. I'd never lifted heavy in my life. All those years as a Marine, all I did was push-ups, pull-ups, played basketball, all that stuff. I did a lot of body weight exercises. Never, ever went to the weight room. Just could not give a fuck. So it was one of those things, man. I just found out, like, hey, you're a pretty strong dude. And then they were like, hey, how old are you? I'm like, oh, I'm 42. He's like, you're like top ranked in the world. Really? Yeah, look, she shows me the rankings, and I'm like number 2 or 3 in the world, and I'm like, wow, really? He's like, yeah. I'm like, but I don't think I'm that strong. I mean, there's a tons of guys on YouTube that are benching 400 pounds, and he's like, yeah, but how many of them are 44 years old and natural? I'm like, oh, I don't know. So, like, I looked at the rankings, and like, I've been top of the world for the last 5-6 years. Like last year, I think I finished 3rd in the rankings. And you got to look. They rank by weight class and obviously the type of lifting. So if you're a raw lifter, it's not going to be the same as an equipped lifter. So if you like went online and you see numbers that are, it's hard to kind of disseminate the rankings. But for shits and giggles, I put myself on. This is a Powerlifting Watch. I put myself in there just compared to all lifters over the age of 40, all weight classes for 2024, and I think I finished in the top 40. I'm like, oh, that's pretty good. And these are like 300, 400 pound guys, and I don't know. Do you see how much love? Do you also love his trans only fan? It's only Dave your dick's touch, Dave. Hey, if I can't tell, I won't tell. Can you lift 320 kilograms? You're gonna make me do math. Let's see. kg to lbs. 320 kg to lbs. I want to say yes. 705 pounds, yeah. So my best deadlift, I did 720 pounds for a double. And that was in March of this year. Early, it's on video too if you want to look at it. Or was it 715? It was over 700 pounds, that's for sure. All right. Now, currently, I don't think I could do... I haven't done deadlift since I got my arm fixed, so... we'll see. I'm pretty sure I've, like, gun to my head, I'm pretty sure I could probably... I know I could at least... I mean, we did 500 for reps the other day, so we got to do over 500 for sure, but... how did you get the extra skin on that? I got punched in the face. That's muscle. Bot. Oh, man, I'm going to have to warm up again. I've been talking too much. Let's do this. I'm going to do a quick warm-up set. Because I want to do some snatches, some power snatching. We'll rest 3-4 minutes. A story about a lovely lady. Oh, that's great, man. See you in the next one. Hey, Eddie Epson Jarl, what's up, brother? I'm gonna head off. If you have one more subscriber, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Adventure. I'm gonna call you Adventure. Adventures of the Unknown 509. Does it make sense to do pendulum rows? Yes. So if you're gonna do pendulum and barbell rows, do the pendulums first and do them heavy. I like to do a modified pendulum row called a dead row, which is exactly what it sounds like. You start off, do a deadlift, up to the knees, and then row right to the belly button. Boom. Poof. So you are giving yourself a little English, but the key to the dead row is to go heavy as fuck. So do those first, but if you're gonna do the pendulays are nice too because they're nice and strict. Do the pendulay rows first, heavy, low rep, and then go into the barbell rows. Consider using, maybe if you have access to, a camber bar, because the additional 4 inches allows you to roll a little bit farther, as opposed to like right here when you get that little extra range of motion. Boom, boom, boom. But you could build a monstrous back off of just doing deadlifts and rows. I got a brush for 6 joules. I have no idea what that is, but thank you, Land. Any F's in your house says, what's good? Yeah, everything's cool. We're doing our thing. Did you miss commercial gyms? I still go. We still have commercial gym memberships. I like going. Commercial gyms are fun for me because very rarely is there anyone there that's stronger than me. Like, not to say there's not anyone that could bench more than me, but I've never met anybody at a commercial gym that can do all 3 lifts at the same amount I can, and it's kind of fun to be a jackass sometimes. It's like a guilty pleasure of mine. You know, it's funny when you go up to the biggest guy there that's in the squat rack and just like put the same amount of weight he has on there, and when he's kind of looking at you like, look at this fucking guy, and then just fucking rep that shit out like it's nothing. Like, and then don't even like, what's an asshole move to do? But you know, he's giving you the side eye, like, what's this fucking guy gonna do? And you're like, it's not even your warm up weight, you know. But no, usually I try to be friendly and personable, and I don't judge people by how much they can lift at all. Like, I'm not that guy. I just started working out in my home gym, and I'm debating if I prefer that over LA Fitness. Pros and cons of both. I'll tell you right now. So LA Fitness, obviously, got people there to interact with. Usually we'll work harder when we're being watched because we have self-esteem issues and we're fucking crazy, whatever. Cons, you gotta fucking wait for everything. Holy shit. You're trying to squat in the fucking dick bag that's got his knees wrapped up and he's on the leg press that's every plate in the gym, and it's like, what is this fucking jackass doing? At home, I don't need to wait. I've got everything right there. I can set up the equipment and tailor it specifically to me. I've got the bars I need. I got a deadlift bar. I've got a power bar. I got the camber bar. I got the Swiss bar. Everything I fucking want right there. Don't have to wait. Awesome. Gyms, you have spotters. Less dying. You know, like, less chance of being dead. Cons, you have spotters. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're gonna let you die. You know, like, use the squat rack. Set the safeties up. No, the gyms are fun. Gyms are just a lot of fun. You can go there with friends and fuck around. But whenever I go, personally, when I go to a commercial gym, I go there to have fun. Just, I'm going to do all sorts of, like, the things I don't normally do, like the curl machine or whatever, the sexy leg squeezer, like all that shit. Like, I'm going to be that jackass because I don't have that shit at home. And it's just going to be a good time, Can you take steroids in competition? Yes, as long as you compete in a untested division, which I do. Dreddy 6, thank you, appreciate that. I was at Planet Fitness, saw a guy benching 10 pounds on each side, completing 4 reps to failure. Any abs in your I'll be honest with you. So the first time when I first got sober, I went to a gym and I watched a guy bench 135 pounds, which is a plate on each side, and I thought it was amazing. because I couldn't even do 25 pounds. I was struggling. I was watching this guy just rep it out. I'm like, wow, look how strong this guy is. I had no idea. I had no idea. But it's like, it is what it is. We all start out at different levels, and you can't get down on yourself for like who can do more than you. I mean, even now, at my age, like I've never even placed first at Worlds. Every single time I get beat by this crazy Russian who, he's the same weight as me, but this motherfucker, you all know his name. He's a good friend of mine too. I could bench almost 500 pounds, and he has a deadlift that's getting close to 800, and he's on some sort of weird, Vladimir Putin super soldier serum, and I'm just never going to catch that guy unless I'm willing to, probably die on the platform. So I got my blood done 2 days ago. My resting heart rate was 65. My blood pressure was 116/73. And that was at 8 o'clock in the morning. That's Brandon Lowry. And then the last time before that, I got my blood pressure done, which was exactly 4 days before that, because I was donating plasma platelets. That was 123 over like 72, something like that. So I'm usually right around 120/70. And my resting heart rate is probably somewhere around 70, I think. I don't know if that's good or bad, just the heart rate part. I drink a lot of coffee. Is it normal for my bench and squat weight to be close, like 15 pounds difference, side of the ham 420? Well, side of the ham 420, let me ask you something. How much do you weigh? How old are you? How long have you been training? And how much is your bench and squat? So based on those numbers, it could be that you just need to train more, or is there something else going on? Because it's normal for those numbers to be close when you're first starting. And if there's a disparity after, like, say, 6 months to a year of good hard training following a program, then we need to look at, like, okay, what's going on? 6'7". Oh no, goddamn 6'7". Thank you, Brandon. Yeah, so the lady that was doing my heart rate or my blood pressure said that I had the blood pressure of a teenager, and we laughed because, like, how over the years I've defiled myself to beyond absurdity. I don't deserve to be as healthy as I am, but the only thing I can say is that I do work pretty hard for it. Peptides are awesome, but which peptides are you talking about? Smart Gamer says, talk about peptides. Because there's different types of peptides. There's collagen peptides, there's peptides that would be considered SARMs, and then there's the common peptides that we would use for the purposes of healing injuries, such as BPC 157 and TB 500. Which peptides are we talking about? 6'7", the fucking dummy. Are peptides legal? Yes. Yes, they are. No, so the term legal, you can purchase them legally. There's no crime for buying peptides. But let me think about this. Babe, when we bought TB 500, BPC 157, it didn't say, like, sometimes when you buy SARMs, sometimes they're labeled as experimental, like not for human consumption. Think of bath salts at the gas station. Like, literally labeled bath salts, but people snorting them. And knowing they produce them because they wanted people to snort them, but they're not sold as drugs. They're sold as bath salts. That's the same thing like when you buy SARMs and they say, this is, well, how do they label it? It's not experimental, but for some kind of medical use, not for human consumption. So it's, but I don't believe TB 500 and BPC 157 are labeled as that. I think they're labeled for human consumption. Uh, locked in YB locked. God damn it, locked. Can't you guys have fucking normal names? Locked in. It says, "What are you on?" Like PEDs, because I think I want to jump on it. Give me 10 years of solid training as a natural, and I'll talk about it. What's 8 divided by 8 divided by 7 times 7? When do you get to see Uranus? As soon as I start seeing some dollars floating up there, we'll talk about it. uh, so 8 divided by 7, that's 1 times 7. So we're going to be without a bracket. That's 1/50th. Check my math. Who's 8 divided by 8? Let's see. 8 divided by 7 times 7. But without a bracket. It's 1, right? Anyway, actually, let's just do this. Let's ask Rich Uncle Google. Oh, you guys already answered it. Oh, Smart Gamer says 149. Rich Uncle Google says 8. I'm gonna go back and look at it. And let me do a cut and paste. Oh, now I lost it in the chat. God damn it. 8 divided by 8 divided by 7. Divided by, where's that symbol at? Oh, you know what? I'm over it. I was just curious if I typed the equation into Google exactly like that, what it would come up with. But it doesn't have a divided by symbol, so you'd have to use brackets. Or I'm not seeing it on the keyboard anyways. There. Where's it? They don't have a division symbol on the keyboard? Percentage. Pound. They got the pound. No, I don't see it. Am I retarded? That's rhetorical. Don't answer that. All right. I'm over it. 8 divided by 8 equals... So 49. So how do you... So that's straight across with no brackets. Nah. Anyway, I'm thinking too hard. I got rubber burning. Oh, Stephen Baker says, "What's up, little guy? Not much, Cupcake. How you doing, sweetie?" Austin is retarded. All right, what were we doing? Oh yeah, I wanted to. What's 325? Where's my belt? Let's see. Stephen Baker, look at you, sexy motherfucker. Look at you. Cupcake. I bet you definitely like to ride in the backseat of a Harley. How much you weigh, Steven? He's got donkey brains. No, that's giving me way, way, way too much credit. Donkey's way smarter than I am. Muhammad, I need glasses. Hey, brother, how are you? Like Brian Cage from AEW Wrestling. Well, right on. Well, so one guy said I had donkey brains twice, so that he's like really trying to be funny, but no one's listening to him, so I had to retype it. How does that make you feel? Type it again. Say it a third time. You got my attention now. Why would I read that? I read everything because I can't. I need glasses and I just read stuff. Tech. That's enough weight, little man. That's my warm up. I doubt it. You don't even know what exercise I'm doing. The donkey brains thing is from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. No, but it's the fact that he had to say it more than once because nobody was paying attention to him. Right? He's like the kid in the back of the class, like waving his hand. Look at me! Nobody cares. The tech crazier than Straub. Well, one, I don't give a fuck about you, dude. Like, who cares? And two, you're just a little ass in a bubble, so without receipts, nobody believes you. I'm gonna say you can't bench shit. I'd be surprised if you could even do 3 plates. But you can talk crap on a keyboard. Let's see. Home the honey just got here. Sorry, LOL. What's up, brother? I ride more Indian myself. Nice. Speaking of motorcycles, I'm picking up a modified 83 Honda. Nice. You getting a Goldwing? Oh, 83. Is that got the boxer engine or is that the 2.4 liter? That's got the boxer engine, right? The 83 Goldwing? Electric bikes are better. Punch yourself in the face right now. Better at what? The reason why people ride... Oh, man, well... So it's got the boxer. Nice. So, my buddy Dwayne, he took... I don't know if it was an 83, but he stripped all the fairings off of it. He stripped it down and basically turned it into a street bike. And it was fucking bitching, dude. And that engine on those Goldwings, man, they fucking haul ass. You can get that bitch going. You wouldn't get yelled at by the neighbors either. Well, I kind of admit, like, some of those baggers are, like, ridiculously loud, and sometimes people can be obnoxious with them. But I'll tell you right now, the fucking Goldwings are titties. Like, most people don't even realize what they have. I mean, it's a fucking car engine on a bike. Indians are bitching. Yeah, smart gamer. Go look at Honda Goldwings. Go look at them. Go online right now. Look at a Goldwing. And look at it as it is. They sell it. Basically, it's a camper on 2 wheels. And now imagine stripping all that fucking shit off of it and just having it rotted out. You know, just you got the frame. You take the huge fairings off and all that. That's a bitchin' bike. It looks like some sort of like a Buell racing bike, but it's weirdly sized. It's like too big. It's not right. And that boxer engine is fucking badass. That's a 4-cylinder, right? It's not. I'm thinking 6-cylinder. Those are the newer ones. Because in the the early 2000s, I want to say, the Goldwings were a 2.4 liter 6-cylinder on a fucking bike. They're so big they had reverse. They had a reverse gear. You had to put them in reverse to back them up. And you don't buy them because they're efficient, like an electric bike. Oh, they don't get good mileage. Oh my God, they're quiet. No, you buy them because they're obnoxious. They get fucking terrible mileage, but they're awesome. They're just fucking cool. Nobody else has anything like it. Saeed says in my training, no, I'm over here talking more than I should be lifting. I heard the new Goldwings have a cabin where you don't even get wet. Yeah, it's called a car. Right? Like, at what point is it just like, okay, at what point does your bike become so, like, just get a fucking vehicle? But I have to admit, like, if you're gonna go cross country, like, you got two, in my mind, you got your Enduros, right? Like your BMWs or who else? Suzuki makes an Enduro that's pretty comfortable. You're sitting straight up and you can go off-roading, do anything you want, or go anywhere, all-purpose bikes, and they're designed for long-distance comfort. Or you got a Goldwing, which is like taking a lazy boy, putting a 6-cylinder on it, with a fucking rack system, stereo and everything, and just forcing yourself through nature the way the fairings are so big that you could drive through a goddamn hurricane, and the force, the aerodynamics causes this bubble to be around you where you don't feel anything. It's got even got a heater and all that shit. And you're on a bike. But then you got guys like me who like the old like little Honda 250, the old ones like from the 70s, and I've been with my little like Dumb and Dumber Lloyd helmet with the goggles, and just be, just like what? I just saw that. This big fucking ape on this tiny little bike. I farted liquid. Man, that's the struggle's real, brother. The awkward old guy. My dumbass friend was drunk and he let me get on his Ducati. Oh, Ducati's awesome, man. They have a lot of them here in Vegas. They sell them. What was it? The 996. I saw one of those on the road the other day. Those are fucking badass. Now I had a CBR 900 back 1996 CBR 900. That thing was I think at the time it was the fastest production bike. I'm not sure. And it was like nothing like a what do they call those? The God damn it! What's the world's fastest production bike? The big one they came out with afterwards. It's got a samurai name to it. Help me out here, guys. BMWs are fucking awesome, Brandon. Hi, Busa. Beavis and Butthead vibes. Nice. Yeah, 3 V8s. I can tell you're Gen X with Beavis and Butthead. I sent you the pics. You should check them out. It's a 1100cc. I saw them pop up on my phone. I don't want to... if I click off the video, though, it'll end the stream. I'll check them out. 1100cc. Nice. Oh, the Goldwing? Oh, dude. Oh, man, I got to talk to you. Because, like, I'm a Goldwing fanatic. You didn't even know that about me. I know you didn't know that about me. I've never said that, but I'm telling you right now, I love Goldwings, and not in their natural habitat configuration. No, what you can do to them. Just the thought of having a fucking car vehicle on 2 wheels. Yeah, you could do a lot with a Goldwing, and they're pretty fucking bitchin'. What are your superpowers? I have extreme ADHD. I got my IQ's higher than 60. I could tie shoes standing up. Are you natty? No. Knox Magnum, what's up? My superpower is to notice when people are talking bullcrap. Brandon Lowry. Well, you're in the right place, my buddy. Well, what do you disagree with? What have I said that you don't think is legitimate? My dream superpower is pyro and hydrokinesis. Yeah, you started on fire and put it out. Oh man, could you imagine? Would it really suck if you had hydrokinesis, but you could only do pyro if you use your hydropowers first? So after you've got everything soaked, you have to try to start it on fire. You're like, God damn it. My first bike back in the 70s was a Bull Taco Matador. Let me look that up. I think let's see here. Alt D. Matador. I want to make sure I know what it is before Oh, yes! So this is like the Honda that I liked. I like the old Honda 250s. Way cooler. Don't get me wrong. But that's exactly what I'm talking about. This little Matador is exactly the bike you'd see my ass on. Meow. Or something retarded like a Honda Goldwing without fairings. But yeah, no, I had a CBR 900. But I didn't love that bike. I didn't have it very long, actually. It was actually too fast. That one was too fast. I was scared shitless of that thing. Is your rectum still around? Fuck no. Natural habitats. Yeah. Brandon. Martin, take estrogen and yours will be open all time. LMAO. mm. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is what we asked for. Hell yeah. Hey. All right. Oh, I should probably ask my wife to spot me at this weight. But I got the safety set. So it's 3:35. I'll go up a little more. Oh, you had an 81 Sportster? Sporties are awesome, man. People are like, oh, it's a girl's bike. Fuck you. People like enduros. You gotta like sporties. I can kind of see off the showroom floor, like people don't appreciate the sporties. They don't like. Think of what was that movie that George Lucas did with American Graffiti? Got the ape hangers on it. You dude, put some knobbies on that on a sporty. Fuck yeah. I was too young to know what I had, but I would have known I would still own that bike today. But I sold it for a Honda CB125. Dude, I'm telling you, I like the little Hondas, though. And that's another thing. People don't appreciate, the old classic bikes. They're not very big. They're not powerful. They're not loud. But, they're just fucking cool. Alex, you look good, brother. I missed when I was 177 lean. I'm 215 now. Well, I mean, I'm 220. I guess it's all about, to me, 215 is not... I don't know. How tall are you? How old? What's your body fat percentage? And I'm not judging, just curious. Because I don't think 215 is, that big at all. You are majestic, sir. Thank you. You got any advice on deadlifts? Yes. If you use supinated grip, do not at all bend your arm in any way whatsoever. But that's actually, I don't think that's what popped my bicep. You guys remember when I was training for competition in March? I was putting those bands on because I was getting tendonitis really bad in my shoulders, and my biceps, and it was hurting when I was doing squats really heavy. So I thought it was the pressure that the squat bar was putting on my arms. As it turns out, those were the connection points of the biceps, and the biceps are here and here. So when I was getting pain in my shoulders, I thought my shoulders were fucked up, but it was actually my biceps, and it was from deadlifting. And I had picked up a bad habit of doing this. That's what'll pop that sucker. So keep them arms locked out. Adapt, command, divide, overcome, conquer. I just started doing them and it keeps hurting my lower back. Oh. Um. Okay, so let's talk about that. So, obviously, if your lower back, you got your, let's see, so your deadlift, you're probably doing, I don't have videos of you, but I'd want to see video from the side. Most people, especially when they're beginning, there's a tendency to shoot the hips up and then pull through it, where it really needs to be a full body. You got two push and pull at the same time. So one on pushing, one on pulling, you fire them up. Now, a good way to get your form is pull the weight up and then set it down. Imagine there's weights on here, so it's not going to be all the way to the ground. It'll be right about here. Just set the weight down. And notice where your body winds up. That's probably going to be really close to what your form is. The other thing you can do is you can download a barbell tracker. And it's going to track your bar movement. And it's going to see if the barbell is moving in a straight line. If it's not, like say if you shoot your hips up, it'll cause a curve in the pull. If it's too far out, it'll show a slanted line. It starts here and ends up here. But if you got it just right, it should be a nice straight line. That's what we're looking for. Boom. There should be a straight line up and down. Now, we could talk about foot placement and things of that nature, but that's going to be largely dependent on your build, your length of your torso, legs. But if your barbell's moving in a straight up and down line, chances are you have pretty good form. I'm out of breath from doing that. My buddy dropped some weight on his chest alone in his garage. Oh, I almost you have a video where my voice is like this because I dropped the weight on my neck. Yeah, Christina said it. So you can hit, I don't know how to read your name, obviously, but if you go to my channel, you can hit me up on Instagram or, yeah, and then maybe we can get a video. Maybe we can do some work where I can take a look at how you're lifting in some way, a video call or Instagram or something. And I could probably help, coach your form and get you a little bit better. Because I actually do stiff leg deadlifts purposely to work my lower back. But, I'm doing them with intention, so the setup and the form's a lot different. Let's see here. When you're laying in bed, do your hands fall asleep? Yes. So I don't really have that problem now, Brandon, but it used to be a huge issue. So what I'm going to tell you to do, without knowing anything about you, is for a couple of weeks, sleep with your arms above your head. It's so irritating. It's so annoying. Like if you're laying in bed, you got to try to get your arm up here. Do it. Do it for a couple of weeks, as much as you can, and it'll help with that. And then we also want to kind of look into a stretching routine. So your ulnar nerve, which runs from your neck through your elbow here, there is stretches where you can floss the nerve. You just do that so it looks like this from the side. And then we'll do a stretch here, put the leg forward up here, and we're going to put our head forward and then back. And then so it's basically side to side. Bam, bam, bam. Same thing forward. Other one back. And it's also good for carpal tunnel too. And there's a couple more, but basically you want to stretch that ulnar nerve. And I lost feeling in my hand for a week. It was terrifying. Working out is addictive. Yes, that's absolutely true, Alex. Why are you working out so much like you're training for Olympia? I have actually competed at Olympia. I got invited to compete at Olympia. I actually didn't because it was a single ply event and I didn't want to buy a bench shirt. But I'm training to compete at Worlds. I'm an IPL World Silver medalist 2 times. So yeah, I am. I don't know how to answer that. Are you training to compete? Yes. What of it? I'm not the best boxer, but I do jujitsu. It's my hobby. What's yours? Playing video. I love video games, Brandon. I train Muay Thai. Now, does that mean I'm an MMA fighter? No. I can hold my own. I'm actually pretty good. Especially against guys my own age. Fuck yeah. I'll fucking mangle them. But, I mean, I train with my kids. My daughter trains Muay Thai. I did just straight boxing with, what was that trainer's name? Artist. What was his name, babe? Douchebag. Used to be one of, what was his name? Paul Mayorkeen. I trained under Paul Mayorkeen for a year, just straight boxing. But I didn't like him because he was mostly using me to tune up the guys that were fighting for him, and I wasn't really learning what I thought I should be learning from him, other than to be very defensive and take a punch. But I love training Muay Thai. I train at One Kicks here in Vegas under Nick Blomgren and his wife. He's a K1. Used to be a K1 champion. There's Gracie Jiu-Jitsu there too. I don't roll, and I know I should, but I don't. I just don't like doing it. And you don't put that fucking gi on. I know they have no gi, but I'm just like, eh. I just want to get in there and dance around and get hit in the face a few times and have a little fun. Jiu-Jitsu is too much work. I'll wrestle with you any day. I ain't gonna let you wrestle me, boy. All right, how many minutes has it been? I'm gonna learn you about love, son. We're gonna get in there real deep, like. My grandma got hit by an apple truck last week. She couldn't get her ashes. See, it was so mixed with applesauce. I'd compete in a boxing match only for the money, though. Oh no, we spar all the time. We're like 2 times a week. I don't know if that's really competing, but I don't know. They got a couple of UFC fighters in the gym, a couple of K1 fighters, and if you ask them to, they'll beat the shit out of you. You want to get that itch out. Incidentally, this is the most I've attempted to bench since I got surgery. So the last set moved really well. I don't think it's going to be a problem, but it still makes me nervous. I've got my safeties. I'm at that bail. That's 3:45. So 420 high boy. My night's good, man. Alex, Das Smith. I can either do some bag work. Well, so no, I really need to finish. I got to because I want to do some power snatches. What's the benefit of the rectangular bar? So it's good for switching your grip up. You know, the problem, like, so one of the things that powerlifters run into is you get in the risk of repetitive motion injuries from doing the same deadlift, same squat, same bench. So, and one way to combat that is to switch your variations up. And I like to rotate through the different bars because this allows me to supinate or, rotate my grip out, which is good for the shoulders. So one week I'll do the camber bar, which is a really big stretch on the pectorals. Next week I'll do regular power bar, which is just your standard bench. And then I'll use the Swiss bar, which allows me to, rotate my grips out. It just hits the arms a little bit different, but in a way that transfers over to your competition lift. So you do want to change your variations up. Like, if I just wanted an upper body exercise, best movement for the most, I would say weighted dips is going to be your go-to. But how well does that translate to bench press if you're competing? A lot of people say, well, I don't like the bench. It's not a very good chest exercise. And I say, well, it's not the best. It's a very good chest exercise that are better with less risk of injury. But doing it this way allows me to hyper focus and get that strength that I need to compete, but in a way that mitigates the risk of repetitive injury or repetitive motion injury, if that makes sense. So, like, how would you do with barbell squats? Well, you can change the width of your feet, things of that nature, or you can maybe do 1 week, you could do single leg, like Bulgarian split squats, or, you basically just want to change the variety up. Deadlifting, 1 week I'll do deadlift bar, next week I'll do a trap bar, and then after that I usually do like a stiff-legged movement. So I rotate through different variations of the same lift so that it all of it translates directly to what I need to compete, but it changes the variations up just enough to where I'm not hammering that same motor pathway the entire time. Does that make sense? Smart, you out of here? Good night, brother. Dylan, I wouldn't say I'm fully healed, but I'm good enough. Are you my dad? I might be. I've been around the world a couple times, so you never know. exhale. Big crowd leader. Take your nose up, your return to leader. Change it in a cycle. I'm getting the old tattoos that recognize that smell. All right. Whew. Yeah. Hank Williams Jr. Chris Christopherson. I can live with that. I hope this is respectful. Your abdomen appears to be kind of bloated or misformed. Is that from an injury? Probably from bloating. 51 years old. Like, I don't know. Get a little bloating going on? Oh shit, it's 11:30, guys. I think I did my bench press already. I kind of wanted to do a couple sets of power snatches, but it's getting kind of late. Let's vote here. I'm thinking about getting rid of Half Man. He's getting on my nerves. And that last comment just kind of fuck off, dude. Let's see you at 51, you piece of shit. No, I'm not gonna get rid of you. I don't know why, that just bugs me. I can't afford HGH. That's why it bothers me. People are like, oh, you have HGH cut. I can't afford the treatment. It's like $500 a month. Fuck yeah, you probably look like shit, so you shouldn't be talking about anybody, you dick. Fuck you. I was starting to like you too. You know what I mean? I was starting to think we have a nice solid group of guys that I like talking to. You're just one of them hating motherfuckers, ain't you? No, I hope you stick around. I really do. But it's a bad look, dude. I was thinking you were a cool guy. Your stupid math jokes. You're like kind of a dad joke thing going on. I liked it. Fred Durst. Oh, you know what? Actually, I saw Fred recently, and I kind of do look like him. He's got the beard now. It's weird. We're looking at Fred. I was Limp Bizkit's touring, and I was watching a concert, and I'm looking at this guy. I was like, "There's no way that's Durst. There's no fucking way." And sure enough, yeah, he's about my age. Yeah, so that makes sense. So what happens on January 6th, 2026? I'm 50. I lift natural, maybe TRT in the next few years. Oh, dude. I mean, if you don't need it, that's awesome. I will say this though. I'm glad. I was natural till I was 46 almost. I think it was right before 46 I went on, and I loved it. Man, it's a huge difference. I absolutely would have done it a lot sooner if I'd have known. Fred turned Farmer Durst. Yeah. No, hey, you know what? We get old, man. Like, what do you want, right? I've heard people like say like, who was it they were talking about? They're like, God, he looks awful. I'm like, he's fucking almost 80 years old. Like Schwarzenegger, like kind of went through those rough years when he was governor, and he lost a ton of muscle mass. But like, it wasn't him. Who was it they were talking about? Like they were just like fucking people are just hard on them. Like, and I just can't wait to see them when they get to that age. You know, if you're lucky enough to make it that long. Do you like Durst's curly hair? I don't. I'm ambivalent towards it. I don't dislike it or like it. I mean, I didn't like Durst when I was a young, angry man in my 20s. I thought the new metal thing was pretentious and whiny. And when I first heard, like I liked Korn. I was a big Korn fan. Korn and Tool. And then when Limp Bizkit came out, and then who was it? Linkin Park. I thought like Linkin Park just sounded like complaining, whiny fucking suburban kids that got picked on because they didn't have name brand shoes or something. I'm like, oh God. But as I've gotten older, and I'm a musician myself, I've come to appreciate them. It's like, no, there was a little more to it than that, you know. But at the time, it just seemed really the new wave thing seemed pretentious. Like because I come from a punk rock background, and we're real. Are we? What's your Marine Corps standard? Surprised you ain't got that flag showing. I have so many fucking Marine Corps flags in this house. Hey, let me see your challenge coin, bitch. Yeah. What do you think of ICP? Oh, the Insane Clown Posse. God bless it. Juggalos. That's a thing. Oh man, I don't know what to think about them. When I first heard ICP, I was like, what am I listening to? You can't hate on the guys, you know? They started their own fucking cult movement. Alice in Chains. Alice in Chains, baby. All the good ones always die young, you know? Stone Temple Pilots and all punk rock is real. I don't know what the fuck Stone Temple Pilots or Alice in Chains have to do with punk rock. That was like the grunge movement. I mean, that was literally Mother Love Bone, Temple of the Dog. I don't mind stealing bread. A bunch of socialist commies, but yeah, that aside. I'm going hungry. What about Ozzy? Ozzy is God. Receiving all the horrorcore started in Detroit. Yeah, horrorcore, that's the word. Yeah. What do you do with a drunken hillbilly? Cut his fucking eyes out and feed him to his Aunt Millie. Yeah, you bet you didn't know I knew some ICP lyrics, bitches. I wouldn't say grunge is punk rock. No. I mean, I see what you're saying. It's definitely got its offshoots. You know, if you looked at like Nirvana, especially when they did like the Teen Spirit video and they had the flannel sweaters and all that, but I mean, like if you compare them to like the Ramones or Sex Pistols or like the Dead Kennedys or Butthole Surfers or Fugazi, you know, like or oh man, I think L7. Well, okay, so now we're starting to see, like you have L7, Andres, and we're starting to see punk rock take that 1/4 drum beats. I'm thinking like slow the tempo down. Yeah. Oh, my computer just shut off. Oh my God! Me hit my bass drum. Knocked the little power thing out of it. Oops. Yeah. So you know what? Grunge evolving from, because we were thinking about it. So like, I went through a hair metal phase. Legitimately, I love Poison, Motley Crue, Judas Priest. Fucking loved it. Loved every minute of it. I thought it was great. And then grunge came out of nowhere, and we're like, how does hair metal get to that? Punk rock. You're right. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You know, you get Mother Love Bone, which led to you get Temple of the Dog, which the Stone Temple Pilots, Pearl Jam, uh, Soundgarden. God damn it, Chris Cornell. What a god. All the good ones die young, and then the offshoot for the the Long Beach LBC. You know, the ska and the beach scene that kind of Sublime, No Doubt. Who else? So it started branching off. Bradley, he died. All the good ones die young. God damn it. God, has amazing voices too. But Evanescence, yeah, they're yeah. I like. What would you consider them though? Would they be considered? See, they're not new metal. So now we're starting to get out of my generation into the younger stuff that like we didn't like pay particularly close attention to, but we still all groove along to it on the radio. Goth, yeah. I mean, but if you took Evanescence and you Nine Inch Nails, that's a good point because they got to live hard and die young. Yeah, yeah, but it's always the really really talented ones, the ones that like sing like angels, where you hear Chris Cornell hit a high note and you're like, God damn. Or what's his name from Alice in Chains? You know, the way his haunting, just the range that guy had, or obviously Nirvana. Let's see. Then Ozzy lives forever. Ozzy does live forever. Started with, we got roots going all the way back to Deep Purple to literally this fucking year. He was still influencing music. It's like, they got, what do they say, 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon? In the music, there's like 2 degrees of Ozzy. Lane Staley, yeah, that's right. O.J. Simpson. Oh, man. The Cranberries. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? I did like the Cranberries, but I couldn't stand that one fucking song. Did you have to pull my finger? Did you have to? Did you have to? Fucking shut up with that mall music. I think a lot of it is they just play it on the radio repetitively until you want to fucking ventilate the back of your head with a 45. Guns N' Roses. Now, I'm going to say this. Air Supply's awesome, by the way. I think Slash is a shit guitarist. But together as a group, Guns N' Roses was... Them and... They weren't hair metal. They weren't... What were they? They were just on their own thing. They were kind of like the end of the... They gave hair metal edge. But they weren't grunge. They were just right there in the middle. Like with... Skid Row was another one. Who else? Who else came out right around that time? Rise Against Political Rock. My cousin is in Guns N' Roses. Really? Guns N' Roses is the shit, man. I fucking love Guns N' Roses. I used to do a little bit, and do it, so the little got more and more. I just keep trying to get a little bit of them before. Metallica. Metallica's got its... Yeah, I didn't fucking like him during the whole Napster thing, and I understood why they did it, but I went through every phase of Metallica in real life. We're talking about their, Ride the Lightning all the way to whatever the fuck some of their new shit was. I went to the Black concert, the Diamond stage, and then Megadeth, of course, and then like his fucking obsession with being a better guitarist. It's like, get over it, dude. But they had their own thing going on. I love Megadeth. Red Hot Chili Peppers. Would you argue Chili Peppers better when they were all using drugs or sober? Which one do you like better? I like the New Peppers better. ACD, Led Zeppelin, they're just ubiquitous. Those are bands that are just, no matter what genre of music you like AC/DC and you like Led Zeppelin, or you don't like music. Rammstein. Du hast nicht. Zeppelin, dude, I mean, so this last year I've been trying to learn how to play Led Zeppelin, John Bonham triples. And you guys heard me, and it's like, yeah, this guy can't play the drums at all. And I'm like, I can actually play the drums. I just can't play that. And I'm getting better at it. How did you and Christina meet? The one and only time in my entire life that I ever used an online dating app. I was flipping through, because I was living with a buddy, and he came home with this new girl every day. And I'm like, where are you meeting these women? He's like, oh, let's check this app out. So I got on there, and all of them were these duck-faced pictures where the camera's like way up in the sky, and I'm just flipping through, and I'm like, oh, no. And then I came across Christina just standing there wearing this little gorgeous little dress. I'm like, wow, holy shit. So I did my little likey thing, and I no expectations whatsoever that she would like me back at all. I just like, whatever, nothing ventured. And I forgot what you said to me, babe, but she reached out to me, and we met at a sandwich shop run by Mormons, a little soup and sandwich place. And I was wearing a little white, looked like I was going on a gay singles cruise. It was a shirt that had sleeves that were too tight, and my skinny jeans, and had my Mustang, and in she walks, and she's wearing this like short skirt, and she's got like Birkenstock style flip flops on, and she's got white sunglasses, and her hair has got that Aeon flux cut, and she had this pink wrist brace on because she fucked her wrist up doing massage therapy. She could probably tell you more about it, but I didn't know what I was looking at. I was like, the longest legs you've ever seen in your life, and she was just this exotic beauty that looked like an elf, but not like Keebler, like, would you want a cookie? Like Lord of the Rings, like that kind of elf, or a Romulan. And I was just like, holy shit. I was just mesmerized, and like, yeah, I'm still infatuated with her. After fucking 15 years, it annoys the shit out of me. I don't think she likes me very much anymore. Yeah, just think about those long goddamn legs wrapped around me, and you can call me all the names you want in the world, but I've been with that woman. Mm-hmm. God damn it, baby. On that note, I'm out of here. I'm going to bed. I love you guys. I'm going to go hop in bed with my wife and see if I can get her to do stuff.